Hello everyone, I am the Benjaman, and welcome to my Minecraft survival mode, Felucia mega project build, video tour, yes. This has been about a year of my life has been dedicated to this project. Well, not my life, my Minecraft life, let's say that. And this tour is basically the culmination of that. So I started building this project back in May of 2021. Around the time the Bad Batch came out, I thought it was a nice time to start working on this project. And I finished it at the halfway through December of 2021. So we'll give or take half a year. Plus the Venator I did before that, which took about 3 months. And so yeah, that's and 3 months of procrastinating after that till this video here, and you have a year. So yeah, it would mean a lot to me if you would perhaps leave a like on the video, share it around with some friends that you know like Star Wars, and maybe even subscribe, because I'll be doing another big Minecraft Star Wars project in the very near future. And well, you have to stick around to the end of the video to find out what that's going to be. So Felucia, and this video tour of it as well, is split up into multiple different parts, or as what I call them in building, sub-projects. So if you want to just look at certain sub-projects, or if you want to just skip some of the things, you can do so by using the video chapters or the timestamps that will be down in the description below. Now, before I'm going to tour around Felucia, I think it might be a good idea to give you a bit of a background on the world and on the Felucia project itself. So, Felucia is built on a main survival world, and I've been playing in this world ever since a little before Update Aquatic came out, which is when I got back into Minecraft. I started playing in this world on the PS4 edition of Minecraft, and later after I finished Tatooine. A little after that I went over to Bedrock Edition, which is where we are on right now. I've done a good amount of Star Wars related projects in this world. So I wanted to do Minecraft Felucia for quite a while. Really ever since I first found out about Minecraft. But then I kind of forgot about it, and then it wasn't until Felucia came out in DICE Battlefront 2 that I was like, ooh, I want to do that in Minecraft. However, that's around the same time that I started to get really serious about Minecraft, and I wasn't quite confident enough in my my building skills to go and partake such a completely alien landscape. And that's why I did Tatooine instead. If you want to see a tour of this Tatooine project, I'll leave a link to that in the description and end cards down below. As you can tell, I am a little bit of a Star Wars fan, and more so a big fan of the Clone Wars and the prequels and all the expanded stuff and the lore. And well, Felucia is one of those planets that I just absolutely adore to a teeth. It's my favorite planet, not just in Star Wars, but probably in all of sci-fi. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I built it in survival here. On top of that, I do not know of anybody who has done a big Felucia project like this, let alone one of these in survival Minecraft. And you don't even know what I'm gonna do next. Oh boy. You have to wait till the end of the video for that. Before I started building Felucia, I actually built the Venator first, and I did that somewhere at the start of November 2020. Oh my god, that's so long ago. And I finished that halfway through January 2021, and during that is when I decided to build Felucia. Now, I have done, back when I finished the Venator, a tour of it as well. However, I have since then changed a good amount of the Venator, so and since it is also part of Felucia itself, I feel like it's only right that I tour it again for this video as well. The final thing that's in this Felucia thing that was here before I started doing Felucia is this Guardian Temple. Very lucky, very weird spawn. And I did this like years ago. It's one of the first like big like draining projects I did. And I revamped it for this Felucia project. And by doing that, I also managed to put in some fun little lore to connect it to it a little bit as well. So I think it all worked out really greatly. And that is basically all you need to know to kind of get a background of this world and a little bit of the road building up to Felucia itself. So, with that all out of the way, let's start the tour. To start the tour, I think it might be a good idea to show off the plants and the terrain itself first. So it's a very important part of Felucia, right? So once we've done this, we can go over all the individual sub-projects. So the terrain consists out of a handful of different elements. We have the mountains, we have the terrain, and now we have the plants. Alright. So the mountains, as you can see, are a mixture of granite and cobblestone, which I chose after messing around with a block palette for it, and I think what I landed with complements the terrain quite well, I think. And it's definitely a very alien block combination, which helps with the very alien landscape. Then the ground, there is a darker ground and a lighter ground. So the lighter ground is mainly path blocks with a little bit of oak wood, which I use for elevation changes, as well as a little bit of texture variation. And then for the darker ground, that is coarse dirt. All of it is coarse dirt with a little bit of spruce, which again is used for texture variation, but also elevation changes. On both the darker and lighter ground, you can find these little green bits, which are supposed to be puddles. Okay. And these kind of just spruce up a bit more like flat and open areas. And these are a thing on Battlefront 2 Felucia as well. So it adds a nice thing to it. Then there's the plants. There is 5 different stages of plants. We have the very small plants. We have the slightly bigger plants. Then we have the pears, the flowers, and the bubbles. So all the plants of Felucia are supposed to be like mushroomy things. So the smallest plants, for example, these are all pickles and a little bit of candles, and then room things. Alright, that's the smallest layer. The second smallest layer is these orange plants. We have here these brighter ones and then a bit of darker ones. These ones actually used to be like a light green, but then I changed all of them to this. Which turned out really well, I think. Then for the pears, we have a couple. I have a couple different sizes. We have like this, or like that, or like that. Yeah, very similar, very simple. Then the flowers, again, I have small, medium, and then I have a very large, which I don't have over in this corner. And then with the bubbles, there's either ones that start off with a 3 white bubble on the bottom and then slowly get smaller to the top, or they start off with a 2 white and then they kind of stay that way all the way to the top. Now, as you can see, it is getting dark, and there is a lot of light here. On Felucia, all the plants are bioluminescent, which means they give off light, which for this project is perfect because this is a survival world that is on hard difficulty and mobs do spawn. And that was a big problem with Tatooine, as I didn't have any light there and mobs spawned everywhere. Here I do have light everywhere, and it's part of the world itself. And that, I think, is absolutely beautiful and super immersive. So we're going to start the tour with the very first area that I built, and that is the Republic camp / base. So this is very much based off of Battlefront 2, the DICE one. So we have these little like landing pads that I put down, and there's a bunch of vehicles and stuff on it. So on this landing pad we have a bunch of crates in the corners, a couple AT-RT walkers, and a bark speeder. The crates itself these are like small crates, and here's the little bigger ones, and then these are the biggest version. You'll find these in the Venator too. Same for all the vehicle designs. Then over on this one here, we have a ALAAT gunship, which is a custom design that I made especially for this project. I had a bigger gunship design, but it was too big and it didn't fit in, so we had to design a smaller one. Then over on this little landing pad area is a landed V-wing, which has a little bit of a cockpit and a thing. Then over here is the little like central command station. We have here a big map of the entire Felucia project. I am very happy with me being able to include an actual map in the project itself. And I think that adds a nice little flair to the project. Then over here we have some more crates, and then here is the little forward command station. Now there's multiple ways to get into the Republic camp. This is kind of like the main entrance, if you will. Then there is a second path that goes over here down to the main area here at the Crash TX-130. And then the third way to get into the Republic camp is via this little ramp here, which kind of leads you to the back of the Bat Batch shuttle, the Havoc Marauder. I actually built this one twice. First I had it orientated in a different way, and then I tore it all out and built it in this way, in this position. So the Havoc Marauder does have a full interior, so let's quickly show that off. We have a little cockpit. It's not entirely accurate, but it gets the trick done, and I think it's recognizable enough. Then over here we have a bit more of the interior, and then we have the gunner seat at the back, which has a nice view of the Venator and some of the plants. So if we go from the command post over to our next area here, it's all kind of connected. So here we have a little bit of a bridge, and we have here our first little farmland that's from the village. There's a little village entrance gate, then there's also a little way into the village from down there. And so these are the little village houses. These are based off of the Clone Wars, as well as of DICE Battlefront 2. There's not much inside of them, but they're nice, and this is the first build I used copper for in this world, so that's nice. There's the little town center, which has a little water tower in the middle. Then we have here another couple huts. This one has a little balcony on the back, which is a very nice view of this area, I think. Then here's the main kind of like house of the town elder, maybe, which has a little bit of a bigger structure and a little bit more interior as well. Then if we go over here to the town, we have another hut, which has a little bit of a farm near it. And this house also has a really nice view, I think, as well as a really nice view from of the village itself. And if we follow along this little path here, we kind of go down a little bit, which is another little farmland. Like with the Republic base, the village does have a main entrance, which is this path right here, which is kind of split up a bit by this big rock, which I kind of added a bit later on. But yeah, this is the main kind of entrance to the village, which I think is really nice. And then the final part of the village is another farmland. This one is a bit more organized and protected by a little bit of a shield wall. This is again based off of the Clone Wars and the DICE Battlefront 2 map. Alright, moving on from the village, we end up over at the Sarlacc pit. This is one of my favorite areas. in Felucia. I mean, I love this entire project. It's one of the most immersive things I've built ever in Minecraft. But this Sarlacc pit probably is my favorite part of it. So we have here another little village gate, a little bit of an entrance, and then boom, big pit with a massive Sarlacc. This is obviously based off of The Force Unleashed, but also Dice Battlefront 2. Yeah, I think this is a very atmospheric thing with a lot of teeth and then the big Sarlacc down there. I'm very happy with how this turned out. It also took the longest to build, but hey yo, shh. Let's pull a little bit of a Boba Fett. And we have been swallowed by the Sarlacc. And as you can see, there is some victims that have been swallowed before us. And some have already been decomposed, but others are still being decomposed. And well, the Sarlacc is milking them for their wool, apparently. But yeah. This is the sheep farm, of course. The sheep farm. I think this is a very fun little thing to do with a Sarlacc. And of course, now we're gonna pull another Boba Fett, and we're gonna escape the Sarlacc. Ta-da! We have dug our way out of the Sarlacc, and well, I think I might have forgotten my armor down there, so I'm gonna jump back in, you guys. I be darned! My armor was actually down there. Who would have thought? I mean, there's no Jawas on this planet, so I guess that makes sense. If we make our way through the jungle from the Sarlacc pit, past this crashed gunship, we have a bit of a fortress peeking through the Felucian jungle. This, of course, is the Separatist base. Now, it's a familiar location to some of you that have watched the Clone Wars. And, well, of course, this is where Ahsoka gets captured by Trandoshians. It's that kind of base. It's not that exact base, but it's that kind of base, okay? So, the base is, again, a main entrance from the central area. And a bit of a path leading to the door. Now, the door doesn't open. There is, though, two different ways to get inside of the base. So, my favorite way, and the most cinematic one, is via this little hole that's been blasted inside of the corner of this thing. So, let's kind of crawl our way through here. Well, ain't that just beautiful? It's a Cepheid, a bug ship. And so a couple snail tanks are parked here. So yeah, this is the same door. And well, the Separatists, you know, if you ignore the command post over here, might have set up their base over here to research this here. This is very similar to something on Tatooine. I don't know if it might be connected or not. But I'm not gonna walk into that portal. I'm not. I don't know about that. No. So where the Republic base was the first thing I built, the Separatist base was the last thing I built. And I think, like everything else, this turned out really well. It's a bit smaller than originally intended, but I think it's gets the job across. So the final part of Felucia that I'll be showing off is, well, you've seen it already. It's the remnants of a battle that has taken place here. We have here, of course, this crashed gunship, which is something I'm super proud of. It's the same design that I have over at the Republic base. Just it's crashed and all broken up and all disgusting. It's a bit of a reference to one of the command posts in the classic Battlefront 2. Then again, there's all these craters everywhere, and then if we go to the main flat area, we have here a bunch of little craters. We have here destroyed AAT, and then if we go over here, we have a crashed V-wing. Now the V-wings are my favorite starfighter design in Star Wars, which is why I did this in the one in the camp. And you know, it's a little bit of a blast trail. If we go over this way, now as you can see, not all of the critters are like smoking. Some of them are not. But yeah, I really like this little area down here. It really adds a bit of story, right? Yeah, I'm super happy with how this area turned out down below. This is like the central kind of like area of this like valley almost. Right, and there's just all these craters littered around the place. I think it's really nice. So over here we have another destroyed vehicle. This is the TX-130, which is again another one of my favorite Star Wars vehicles. And a couple more craters. A couple more craters that way too. If we go over this way, this is the area we just kind of crossed when we went to the village. You can go both ways around. So we can either go here to the coast. Might have a nice view of this ominous Guardian Temple. Or if we go a little bit more this way, we have here a cave. Now I think the inhabitant of this cave is long gone, but some of what it dragged down in here is still here, and that it also includes a mob spawner. I was so lucky finding this over here. While doing the first episode of the building series for this, I kind of found this mob spawner on accident, and well, we integrated it into the project. I'll put a clip in of me finding that mob spawner. Wait. Is this a... Okay, wait, do I have armor on? No. Wait, wait. How long has this been here? Wait, wait. And that's just crazy. Like, yeah. I'm so happy that it's there, though. And then if we go over and around this way, again, there's a little path above us. The entrance to the village. And we're gonna make our way down back to the main area. So, if we make our way past the crashed TX-130, past the Republic camp up over there, we're gonna make our way down to the last part of Felucia, and then we're going to the Venator. And what did I just... What is this about? You know what? I am not equipped to handle that. I'll have to call my friend the Doomslayer for that, I think. Let's make our way down to the coast. Okay. So here's a little bit more of the Felucian inhabitants. There are a couple more huts, a bit more farmland, and a little bit of a dock. Now this little hut has another little balcony with a nice view of the ocean and the Venator. So I think this is the perfect time to visit that Guardian Temple. So let's grab this boat and let's make our way over there. On the way there, we'll admire the beautiful coastline that I built. This was one of the first things that I built for Felucia, this coastline. I'm glad it was one of the first things that I did, because I don't think I would have done it like this if this was the last thing I built. But here's the Guardian Temple, which was actually one of the last things I built, or revamped. Here, I'll show a picture of what it used to look like before I changed it. Quite a difference, I think. Quite a difference. So let's dock here at this dock that is already here. These Felucians have been here before. Why do they go here? I think we'll have to find out. That's the heart of the sea. That's nice. Do they sacrifice people down there? These Felucians. What in the galaxy are they? Why do they sacrifice themselves to this temple? You live next to a Sarlacc. Sacrifice yourselves to that thing. Alright, let's show off the consular. This is the Phantom Menace version of the consular. There's also a Clone Wars one, but I went with the Phantom Menace because I like that one's color scheme more. And this one took a little while to design, but I'm super happy with how it turned out. I think this is just a really nice ship and a really nice... I think it's a really nice translation of it into Minecraft. It doesn't have an interior, unlike the Venator, but I might come back to that later. Oh. So as I said earlier, I have already toured the Venator before, but I have since changed it a little bit. I had some rooms, I redid the exterior, so I feel like it is only fair that I show it off again, right? We'll do a little bit of a fly around and then we'll go to the interior. But yeah, I am very proud with this Venator. I think it has turned out really beautifully. And yeah, one of my favorite things I've built in Minecraft, besides Felucia. Here's the engines. This is one of my favorite shots of the thing. The engines and the Felucia in the background and the temple. A little bit of a ship underneath it. Ooh. Let's land in the hangar, alright? I love the contrast between like the old vanilla Minecraft terrain and the Felucian terrain that I built. It's such a clash and I love it. So the final thing that we're gonna show off here in this tour is the Venator interior. So let's go through this hangar pretty quickly. So there's a bunch of ships in here. We have here a Jedi Starfighter. And then we make our way over here, a Jedi Interceptor. Oh yeah, so these little bits here are all supposed to be like elevators. So you can see some of these are actually down, which lead to a little maintenance area down below. We'll go down there later. Also, this is supposed to be a command post marker from the Battlefront games. So, we have the Jedi Interceptor there. Then over here we have an LAT gunship. Over here is a V-19. This is actually a really nice design that I came up with. Again, I had a bigger one, but it didn't fit in the Venator, like with the LAT, so I had to make a smaller one. If we make over here, we have a Z95. Then here is a Y-wing. As you see, there's a walkway on the back of the hangar, which is entirely walkable, so that's nice. Then over here is a TX-130. Or a Republic fighter tank. Then here is a V-wing. There is another V-wing. And here is another Jedi Interceptor. And then at the very tip is some ATRTs and Bark Speeders. As well as everything else is filled up with a bunch of these crates and stuff. Which are the exact same ones that you see down over in the Republic camp in Felucia. So the final thing to take a look at here in the hangar is the maintenance bay underneath it. So if we go down in here, we have here we have here a bit of an LAT that's been dismantled, and down here for maintenance. And over here we have a door which leads to the bottom hangs and being repaired on. Might make for a good escape when your ship is crashing because the Sith Lord destroyed its hyperdrive or something. Then this is supposed to be a door which leads into like more maintenance bay, and the same thing on the other side of it there. And over here we have a little V-wing that's been taken apart and maintenance, right? So that's the hangar. Now let's move on to the rest of the interior. Felucia itself is based off of Dice Battlefront 2. Same for this hangar bit here, which also has some clone wars in it. Now the rest of the interior for the Venator is very classic Battlefront 2. It also has some Fallen Order and some Dice Battlefront as well. So this here is of course the auto turret defense mainframe. You would go in one of these seats and you would control like the cannons on the ventral hull. So over here is the shield generator. Right. Then behind here is the escape pods. These are supposed to be escape pods. These used to be somewhere else, but there wasn't enough space back behind this room for me to add them in here, and I think it was a nice call. Now the shield generator room is supposed to be at the very back here in the classic Battlefront 2, but I moved it over there because it fit nicer. Now over here we have the life support systems room with a bit of the computer at the back, which is the one you destroy in the game. Then this room here is the engine controls, and in the game this is the green little engine tubes at the back that you have to destroy, right? I think this all turned out really nicely, and I hope it's recognizable as the things from the game. Talking about games, this here is the Fallen Order room. This is a little Cal Kestis training area, and well, as you can see, I put a parkour course in here. Let's see if I can do this. Probably not. I'm very good at parkour, but you know, I'm a Jedi, like my father after me. Maximum focus. Oh! Oh! This is like the third time I didn't expect to make the parkour, so yeah, we're down here again. If we go to this little hallway at the back, these are supposed to be like big engine. These are supposed to be like big pipes and stuff. So on this either sides of these, you have your little turbo lift shafts, which lead it up to the next floor. So back here we have the private quarters for like Jedi Knights and like Admirals. Oh yeah, if I just find the clip of this Enderman and of this Ender Pearl in particular, I'll put it on up in the video right now. Do that. Now yeah, they're not supposed to do that, right? But yeah, here we are. If we make our way further back, we have the bunk beds, which is where all the clones will be sleeping, right? Now I'm a Jedi, so I get to sleep in one of the private quarters. So let's go to the rest of this level of the interior. So if we go over here, here we have the cafeteria. This is based off the First Order Star Destroyer map from Dice Battlefront 2, which has a little bit of a cafeteria area in it. And well, I needed to have a cafeteria in this Venator because you know, if we go over here, we have the armory, which is where you would grab your weapons and your armor if you were a clone trooper. Now in the future, I would love to have like a little custom texture pack that would like retexture leather armor into clone armor. I think that would be super cool, but I don't have that. So it's just leather armor for now. If we move away to the other side of the of this first level here, we end up back over here at the observation area for the training. And then if we move over here, we have the shooting range, which is where the only faction in Star Wars that can actually hit their targets, you know, practices their target practice. And that's crazy. I swear. Bring back some competent back guys in your Star Wars stuff, please. This here is the hangar observation area. This is where Ahsoka and Rex, you know, have that little conversation in that one Clone Wars episode. And it has a really nice view of the hangar, I think. So that's the first level of the interior. There is a couple more. So if we go back to over here to the turbo lift, we go up here and boom! We are at the prison area, the detention level. There's two types of prisons. We have for the interrogation cells. We have here a little llama for interrogation. And then we have over here, we have a B, that's also for interrogation. If he wants to turn around, this bee doesn't have a stinger. There he is. No stinger! And he's still alive. That's why he's there. And over here we have the more like serious like cells. We hold our very dangerous prisoners. Like that guy. There is a couple more things to the interior. And then we're done with the Venator. This is the medical area. Back here we have the recovery room, which is has a nice little view on the outside. And this is the beds where you would recover in. And then over here we have some other rooms. This is a little bed. And then here's a little back to tank. Back to tank. This is kind of based off of Echo Base. When Luke is in the back to tank. This, and it's the same thing on the other side. So there's only a couple more rooms left in the Venator, which are both the same, which is up these turbo lifts here, or water columns. And that's the bridge, of course. I'm actually super happy I actually managed to fit this in here. I didn't expect that at all. So over here we have a little bit of a debriefing table. And then over here we have a little lowered area, right? And then here's a little control at the very tip. And then we have a little bit of a view of Felucia down there. And there's the other bridge, which has the exact same interior, so I'm not gonna go in it. And that is basically the entire Venator interior. So let's make our way back to Felucia. And so this tour has unfortunately come to an end. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed building this project and showing you around. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what your favorite part of this project was. For me personally, it has to be everything. But no, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this project of mine has inspired you for some of your own Minecraft creations and projects. And if you want to build any of the vehicles that you'll see scattered throughout this project, I'll be doing some build tutorials for some of those. And I'll have a playlist of those in the end cards, so you can go check it out. And of course, my next Star Wars project in this Minecraft world. Well, it's going to be another planet from Revenge of the Sith, and it would have also, like Felucia, shown up in the Clone Wars. However, it never did. Those episodes never got finished. Now, this project is going to take good use of the increased world depth with Caves and Cliffs Part 2. Wandering Trader. And, well, I'm gonna do Utapau next. Big sinkholes. Lots of fighting between Obi-Wan and Grievous, and it's gonna be great. 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 So if you don't want to miss when I start doing that project, subscribe and hit that notification button, so you know, you don't miss when I do it. Yeah, again, I really want to thank you for watching this video, and I guess I'll see you when I start doing Utapau. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.